Hello y'all, my name is Valerie and I garden in the heart of the Appalachian Mountains in Zone 6, West Virginia. Today I am going to be planting out my mystery tray of things that I have here. I'm not sure what they are. If you want to know if a cool flower is safe to plant out, you can Google any plant and look what is the coldest temperature the plant can survive. And then take that temperature and look at your average nighttime temperatures and compare the two, and then just try to use a little common sense and some intuition to figure out if you're willing to chance it or not. I know for me it's about 4 to 6 weeks before my last frost I can plant out a lot of things, but I also do try to Google the low end of the cold that a plant can take and base my decision on that as well. I'm going to go ahead and plant out these mystery plants. First I need to go get some compost, so let me grab my handy bucket. 5-gallon buckets are one of the most underappreciated tools, at least for me on my farm. I use it for so many things. It is probably one of the tools that I would have the hardest time doing without. So I'm going to grab that for some compost. I'm going to grab my wheelbarrow there for just putting everything into carries, because if I've got flats and a bucket of compost, there's no way I'd be able to get that with one trip. So I'm going to grab these two things and then we'll go, and my plants, and then we'll go get some compost. I also grabbed my Horry tool in case I need to dig. And if you see me carrying a plastic bag, it's because it's overcast and it could rain at any time. And if for some reason it does start to rain, I like to put my camera in a plastic bag to keep the rain off of it and to keep it from getting ruined. Okay, I've got my plants and my bucket loaded up. I'm going to walk over to my compost pile and grab some compost. I don't think I can hold this and man the wheelbarrow at the same time. So we're going all the way down there. That's where we're headed. We're going to this bed right here. It's on my hillside. And I'm going to try to push the wheelbarrow to that spot, but it might be slightly too steep. If not, it's just parked down here at the bottom and it's not very far to go. Not compared to all the way back there. So I was able to get my wheelbarrow up here. And instead of doing that one down here, we're going to put the plants up here in this one where I direct seeded some bachelor buttons. Here's where I direct seeded those bachelor's buttons. I would say that those are either bachelor button seedlings coming up or a lot of weeds. Either way, we'll wait and see. So I'm just going to start these right here and just fill in. I guess I'm going to do this in blocks, like blocks of plants for at least this bed. And the way I like to plant when I'm planting in hay is, instead of digging, what I'll do is I'll move this hay to the side, and that gets you to bare ground where sod used to be, but it's been covered the whole winter, so nothing can grow there. And I will put my plant down, and then I will backfill with compost, and then I'll just put the hay back up around it. But honestly, since I'm doing a bunch, I'll probably separate it like this, a row at a time. I will probably, like I said, move that to the side, lay my plugs down, and then put the hay back up around it. So take my little plant out, I'll lay it in here. Look at those roots. I'm going to lay it right here. I'm going to fill it in with some compost, and I'm going to do that for the whole row. Sorry, let's pick that grass out of the way so you can see better. I'm going to do that for the whole row, and then I'll put the hay back around it. So this is what it looks like whenever I'm done planting it out. If any of y'all know what I'm actually growing here, please let me know, because I have no clue. Like I said, I've searched Google Images, and it says it could be a few different things. Let's just hope whatever it is deer and bunny resistant. Alright, please let me know if you know what I'm growing. To me, it's still a mystery. My mystery plant planted. I will say the leaves smell kind of sweet, but I still have no clue what it could be. I did find these tulips in the ground that keep getting eaten by deer. I knew that they were there, I just didn't think I'd find them today. I didn't know exactly where they were planted, but I found them whenever I was planting my mystery plants, so I'm probably just going to honestly take these down and pop them in a pot of soil for now. And I don't know that I'll be planting them out even this year. I might wait until fall. I might just grow them in the pot. Or who knows? I may find a spot for them and put them in the ground. So I have this pot here. It's on the deck for my greenhouse. And this is what I've been dumping my spent soil that are from seedlings that didn't germinate. I'm just going to smooth this out. And this is what the pot that I'm going to put those lilies in. This dirt's still good. I mean, it didn't even really have nutrients taken out of it because most of the seedlings that were in this did not sprout. So I'm going to plant them in here. And honestly, I'll probably still continue to use it as a dump bucket until seed starting time is over. Let's just arrange these in here. I'm going to put this tall one in the middle. Now this is supposed to be a tree lily, but the deer kept eating it, so it's never reached its maximum potential. These ones could be as well, or they might be something else, but I'm thinking that these are all the tree lily. And yes, deer and bunny do like these. Well, at least deer do. I don't know about bunnies. I'm sure they probably do. But I don't know what that is. The stuff that I have around my house, they don't really come out in this area too often. They tend to stay away from this area that's frequented by people. And plus my dogs are right there, so in that yard, so I think it startles them. So I don't have too much of a problem with deer in these areas, though it is really not impossible that if they really wanted to, they could come grab these. It's just they've got easier access and lots of greenery other places, so they tend to stay away from these gardens that are right around my house, and they go for the stuff that's in the field. Okay, I have those in there. I'm just going to let them grow and do their thing. Let's see, that could be a little bit deeper, I think. Alright. I'll let them grow there for now, and it'll at least be pretty. I have these sweet peas. I got a few of them. I think I might go ahead and plant a couple of those out as well, because I have some compost left in my bucket, and they need to start getting planted too. I am just going to plant them over there along this trellis. The first thing I need to do is probably go over here and pull out some weeds. I do have, show you, I have some English daisies here, and then here I have a pink dandelion. I have some Mountain of Gold alyssum getting ready to bloom. There's little buds. And then I have all of these volunteer calendulas. I think I'm just going to let them grow. I did plant 2 rose bushes there, and that's a corn stalk left over from last year. It was japonica corn. I was able to save seeds, and I did a germination test, and they germinated. So along this white trellising there, that's where I'm going to plant my sweet peas. So I need to get these weeds and this corn and pull them out. So I'm going to work on that. I got the weeds pulled out from the back. So I'm just going to plant various sweet peas there. I don't know, I might go ahead and plant all of them there, quite honestly. Because there's not that many. There's 1, 2, there's 14. I have 14 plants. And I want that thing to be covered, so I'll probably just actually go ahead and put all of those on the thing. Let me go grab a flat. In this upcoming clip, you're going to hear me say horehound. It's horseradish, not horehound. Just wanted to come on here and make that little edit so you guys would know what I'm talking about. Horseradish, not horehound. Okay. And I've got this horehound here I'm needing to get planted, so I will probably go ahead and plant that after I'm done with my sweet peas. Alright, I've got my flat of sweet peas. I'm going to walk over there and plant them. Alright, along the back there, I have my sweet peas planted. As you can see, they should start climbing this and hopefully covering it with beautiful flowers if they like their spot. So now let's go get this horehound planted. Okay, I'm going to plant it over here in my asparagus bed area. I'm going to plant it approximately here. And then it can just kind of take over the space. Alright, that's planted in there. Should have asparagus coming up in this part of the bed fairly soon, you would think. As long as I didn't kill it when I was weeding. My horehound's in place, so I'm glad I finally got that done. It can spread its roots and get big. Guys, I've been saying horehound this whole time, and it's horseradish. Kept thinking horehound doesn't sound right, but it's the only thing that would come to mind. Horseradish. I just planted my horseradish. Okay, it's not horehound. I don't know. It's one of those days. I do want to add that I purposely try to plant out or direct sow seedlings right before rain, because that's just one less thing I have to do is to water them in. As you could see when I was out there digging, or at least I think you could. My ground's still pretty wet from the last rain, so those plants will be fine until it starts raining again anytime. It's supposed to rain for the next couple of days. To me, that's the best time to plant. But you need to base that on your own conditions. Just because it works for me doesn't necessarily mean it would work for you. Maybe your ground's more loose. Maybe there's other things you have to contend with. But for me, where I live, planting right before the rain is the best. All right, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I will see you next time. Bye.